Hey YouTube, petey twofinger back. I'm going into my Brave browser, which is a browser that does not track you, blocks trackers, blocks ads. So some websites don't like it. You're going to want to have a backup browser. As you can see on my system, I'm currently running Opera, Firefox, Google Chrome, and Brave. I use Opera with the VPN on. I also use Brave when I really don't want people seeing what I'm looking at. Google Chrome I use when I have to, when these other two don't work. And same thing with Firefox. So for me, I'm not a My Mac guy who talks about My Mac. I use a PC and I install a lot of different applications to do a lot of different things. I never use Microsoft stock application. With the occasionally I use Windows Media Player because it loads a lot quicker than VLC. So if I'm in a hurry, I will use like going through a ton of sound effects to audition them. That's why I have my preferred MP3 player right now. It's set up to Windows Media Player. But if I'm listening for pleasure, I will switch that and use VLC because it has built-in compressor that I can control and a equalizer. That's something called VLC Media Player. Highly recommended. Everyone's using it. You should be too. VLC, go ahead and grab that. If you don't already have it, from videoland.org. It's the best open source media player. It will replace your Windows Media Player. Now, today we're here to talk about doing images. There's another video for saving images. Like if you do a Google image search and you can't download the image because they won't let you, you can save the entire screen using Gadwin print screen. There's another video on this channel, highly recommended, that goes hand in hand with what we're going to be talking about today, which is IRFANVIEW. IRFANVIEW.com, 64-bit with plugins or 32-bit with plugins. I'm using the 32-bit right now, and I love this software. This is what I use for, well, I'll show you. We have saved two images here, save space and rocket. Basically today I'm going to be showing you IRFANVIEW, something called paint.net I use often. Also Camera Bag, which is pay software, but that's like for Instagram filters. Now let me go here into a folder of pictures of my cat, Kita, close up, Kita Green Squirmel. See this one? There's a picture I can edit. So we'll copy this to the desktop and I'll show you the process I go through using IRFANVIEW. So I open the photo up and hit R. It turns it towards me. I will crop out the stuff that I don't want to be in the picture. So I hit Control Y and go in a little harder. Control S for save. Hit the Enter key. Left directional to yes and enter again. And that looks pretty good for starters. So now I'm going to open up Camera Bag and I am going to drop in, where did that image go? Here we go. I'm going to drop this into Camera Bag and full screen this. We're going to go to Styles, and as you can see we're changing the feel of the picture quite a bit with these different, we'll go with that. It's a bit intense. I'm going to hit adjust, drop into the multi-tool. It's kind of bright. Lower the exposure a bit, lower the contrast, and the saturation to make it look a little bit more natural. If I wanted this to give it the filtered look, I could boost it. And then the green mess on the ground, well, that could be a problem. This is looking a little unnaturally rich. So I'm going to go into selective saturation. I'm going to match his eye color. So go into yellow and we can boost. Let's do this. let's go with the green. You see this, the mess that he made? Reduce the saturation of that green. Look at that. You can just clean that mess right up. Now the purpose of this picture is to show that he shredded the Squirmel toy, so I'm going to kind of leave that in there, I guess. Maybe what we could do is we could go with this orangish color here. And see, that removes the orange out of his. So we're gonna leave that just how it is. I'm gonna go back into copy and straighten at the top here, and turn this. Now that, whoa, cancel that. Go into copy and straighten. You can see if I turn this image, I can get rid of that little. There's that little reddish from the. Keep doing that. Little bit of red color that I want to remove from the image that's due to the sofa cover. So we're going to hit apply there. Inside the copy and straighten, this is where you can crop very carefully and very precisely in this software. So another thing that I like to do is called vignette, and that is another way to get the focus of the image primarily just on it does a circle. And the reason that it's a little funny, it's only showing up on the top and the bottom, is because of the rectangular size of this image. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and save this photo, save as. This is copying over the original. So we'll go C1, cat 1. This takes a minute to save, and it's also not free, but it has. You can really make these pictures look wonderful using this software. It's awesome stuff. When you first get it, you'll just be playing around with it. At least that's what I did. So we've got the image edited fairly well. That's the original. There we go. We'll go C2, change that. So here we go, C1, C2. And we're seeing the difference in these two pictures. C1, C2. Quite a difference. This is really extreme here. If I was editing this in real time, I probably would have made some different decisions. Now, here's what I'm going to do in here is Control D, which adds this. And I usually have a custom borders that I do. Now I can Control Z. I can undo. There's only one level of undo on IRFANVIEW, so you kind of have to really watch your step. That's the one thing you need to really be careful with on this. So let me see. We're gonna go back with Control D and do that frame. I'm gonna go with the. And I think I just need to change this outer size 10. Yeah, that's about what I normally do. I'll double the border, and then when I use these, they're usually on forums like Facebook forum, and so what I like to do is just so other people can't download and use it so easily, is I use another piece of software, and I will put his name. This is called paint.net. This is also free. Highly recommended. You set this up with a group of fonts. You can download your own fonts. So here we go with this is the one I usually use, around 72 we'll try, and lime green is the color I always use. This might be a little big. 3 KEETAH. Yeah, this is way too big. But this is what I do is I'll put his, we'll go with 48. Put his name in there. And then I usually do the underlined italic. And I can also take this and real carefully, see this, usually I'll dye just one of the real skinny lines of the frame. Unfortunately, I have made this, when I did the border, though, that white line should be a little bigger. So it's going to be real hard to dye those green. So I need to fix that. But this would be what the process I would go through, making sure I'm saving it to a JPEG, because oftentimes it'll save it to a PDN. So then we have this C1, and there's the finished product. So I'm going to stop this and do another tutorial on photo editing, so it'll be broken into 2 parts.